All right, let's see here. Oh god. So time to creep myself out. I am so sorry that I'm late, everybody. My computer has been going off the walls, just going back and forth with just like updates and trying to fix it, and I'm so sorry. But now that we're all here, let's get started. Actually, let me just inform the Discord, and we'll get started in just a second. All right, guys. Um, you know, let me see. Sorry. Yep. There you go. I had like things on. Hey, Venti. We're just about to get started with the story time. Again, I'm so sorry that we started late. Um, let me see. Just trying to get everybody on Discord up for the. Uh, Let me see if the music is also overbearing. Oh wait, let me copy link. So if you see my head down, it's because I'm I'm looking at my phone. Is the music overbearing, or you get, or should it be louder, or should it be lower? Let me see. Wait, hold on. Let me handle one thing. I'm just glad to. Oh, there you go. Because everybody thought that I wasn't gonna be here on like because I informed Discord that my computer was acting like very strange, and now that we are getting started, it's a different atmosphere. Because I need to tell people that my live stream is going on. Is okay. Oh my God, glad Sarah made it. Oh my God, and Penti, Janea, Estelle. Yeah, I'm just trying to go for an atmospheric, so it doesn't like overbear with the story, but I do want like to create an atmosphere. So if it's too loud, I'll I'll put it up. If it's too low, I mean no. If it's too loud, I'll put it down. If it's too low, I'll put it up. All right. Give me 1 sec to get everything ready. Hold on, and uh, hold on. Okay, there you go. I was actually just trying to like close all the doors because like if I could be reading scary stories, I don't like to have my closet open, and I don't like to have like my doors open. I like to have like a very confined space where everything is closed. If I'm gonna be like reading things, yep, it's actually back to the old usual where we used to do this a lot, but I haven't actually had the proper time to do this. So we're gonna be reading ghost stories that are claimed to be true. You guys can definitely be the judge of that, and I hope that I can provide the type of content that you know you got. It's worth to you. And oh god, this honestly, it's been a while since I read a scary story. In fact, I haven't done anything creepy in a while, so I think like my nerves are up when it comes to being creeped out. I do believe in ghosts. I don't know about you guys, but we're gonna read into a couple of scary stories, and you guys let me know how creepy it was. All right, let's get to it. And hey, Cameron, glad you made it. And Mia, happy everybody is here. All right, so let's see. Trying to find a good story for us. So these are r slash real ghost stories. So these are claimed to be true. Hey, Limitless, glad you made it. So this one's a pretty short one, but it's pretty well liked from its recentness. It was uploaded 1 month ago. I'm not gonna say the name just in case there's a bit of an issue, but let's get into it. So this story I didn't experience, but my older brother did. I can't go too deep in depth since I don't know too much about the story, but he was 6 or 7 months. I mean, 6 or 7 at the time. He was playing with his toys as children do, and when as he claims one of his toys just starts floating. I don't have much else to this story, but I have another one. My dad and older sister experienced my dad. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, there you go. Sorry, remember these are Reddit, so sometimes like a lot of curveballs happen with misspelling and misgrammared. So sometimes like if I don't see a period, I will start to go on and just talking. So sorry about that, especially when I'm like put on camera. Hey, Kenyeli. Okay, so my dad and sister were talking next to a door with a curtain covering it. Suddenly, a shadow ball gets thrown in between them and hits the curtained door. And the curtain had moved exactly like it would have if it had been hit by an actual ball. The ball never fell from the curtain, and they checked behind the curtain and they didn't find anything. They both saw the same thing. I'm pretty sure they saw the shadow of a man, as well as I'm not quite sure. I'm not scared of her house necessarily, but I definitely am on edge more at her house. It was a good, but again, certain things about that. It was a lot of grammatical errors. So I couldn't keep, going. But yeah, no, I'll be freaked out if I saw like a ball just hit a curtain. I honestly have seen a lot worse, but any little bit of ghosts that does happen, like ghost interaction that does happen with me, I immediately freak out, like over the smallest things. It, and I just call ghosts on anything. So there's another one. It's called Ghost at My Grandma's House. Let me see. How many likes? Okay, there you go. This one actually has a little bit of story to it. So let's see. Okay. I can only go down. It's weird how my phone works. I was at my grandmother's house with my younger sister. We were home alone at the time because my mom and grandmother, along with my mom and cousin slash friends, went to the casino and had left us alone at my grandmother's house. They left around 9 or 10ish. This happens often when we visited my grandma since we live hours away. So where was I? The basement. Oh wait, there was I. I don't know. I don't know what this person was intending to write, but I assume there was I. So the basement of my grandma's house, the stairs were really steep and creaky. It was an odd house. When I meant, I assumed the person meant to put old. When you walk down the house, there's two separate rooms, and you walk directly in front of you. I was on the left side, and my younger sister on the right. She was on her VC headset, playing games, and on the left side there was a couch and a small library. I was on the couch on my phone watching TikTok, as one does. It had been a couple hours since my mom had left. I I had heard some creaking sound like the stairs, but it was an old house, and houses do tend to settle sometimes. So I was not terribly afraid or alarmed. I just looked up and waited for the sound to stop. I soon realized it was not the old house settling, as it was clear, distinct footsteps. I was sitting on the couch staring at the stairs, where whoever it was would enter. I'm debating if I want to go look up the stairs and see whoever it was, or if I wanted to just wait until they made it down all the way. By this time, I had ruled out my mother and my grandmother. They were always really loud when they came in, and I haven't heard of any footsteps or door opening. I eventually decided to get up and look, so hopefully they wouldn't attack my sister, who wouldn't be able to defend herself, as she was only 9. So I looked up, and see no one. I go back down on the couch, brushing it off as some form of hallucination and something. I opened up my phone and started watching TikTok again. I freeze as I hear the steps up again. I jump up and run to the base of the stairs. There was no one there. I stare for a minute or two at the end, at the empty stairwell. I go back to the couch as I start to panic. I stare at that direction, the stairs, while listening carefully. I hear the steps coming down. I jump and run to the stairs. And at this point, I'm crying in fear. Keep in mind, I was only 14 years old, and I was pretty strong, but I wouldn't be able to defend myself against a person who intended to hurt me. There is still no one at the stairs. My sister is still playing on her headset, and I'm very confused at this point, because I have realized that if someone was walking downstairs, the first time I had listened, they would have been right in the middle of the stairs, and there would have been no way they could have ran all the way up again. It was a closed stairway, so they shouldn't have gone anywhere. I am sitting at the base of the stairs, desperately texting my mom and grandma, hoping that they would come home as soon as possible. My younger sister had noticed that I'm crying and came over to comfort me. I told her I had heard something, not a smart move, and she started to cry too. I had called and texted my mom about 80 times to no avail. My grandma and my mom and her cousin, Hayden, had answered. After an hour, I checked the time, and it was an actual hour of sitting in fear and crying. I decided that I was tired of this, and I stood up with my little sister, and I grabbed some screwdrivers. I found them on the table, so me and my sister had one. I walked up, first holding my sister hands tightly, and we made it up all the way up the stairs, and we looked through the whole house except one hallway. I was terribly afraid of that hallway. I just couldn't bring myself to look through there. We went into the living room and sat on the couch, back up against the wall and everything. And we both had our eyes out, hands screwdrivers in our hands, ready in case of anything happening. Finally, after about 2 hours since I have heard that noise, my mother has finally called me back. She reassures me it was okay, and my cousin's husband, who lived up the hall, would send their dog out. We would eventually feel better with the dog. She was protective. We opened the door and spent 30 minutes calling for the dog. She never came. It was storming that night. She was afraid of storms, so she was hiding. My mother called back after I texted her, and her saying the dog was not showing up. She was almost home, and after what felt like hours, she showed up. My mother checked every room to amuse us. After she found nothing, my grandmother started to make us. Sorry, it's the grammatical errors. My bad. Started making food for us, as my younger sister was hungry. We had both we had both since calmed down, and we're not crying anymore. But my mom came in and talked to me. She had said that some people tend to be more sensitive towards things, and I knew she meant ghosts and stuff. It was a known fact that my grandma's house was haunted, or as close to being haunted as one could get. Apparently, when I was younger, I said weird things at my grandma's house, such as saying that there was a man following my brother, and in the end, nothing was in the house except for me and my sister. Oh, oh my god, there's an advertisement. How dare this? There, there wasn't even an advertisement, Mark. That's ridiculous. Hopefully that'll be the last one. Okay, so let's go back to the last part. Apparently, when I was younger, I had said weird things at my grandma's house too, such as that there was a man following my brother, and in the end, nothing was in the house except for me. There have been many occurrences at my grandma's house, and now I firmly believe that ghosts and the supernatural. Wow, that was a creepy story, but a lot of grammatical errors. But there was a lot of things going on. I've honestly been through this very moment, especially in the cabins that my family owns. Hold on, let me lower the volume in my headset because I know it's not as loud as it's made out to be. So here's the creepy part about all this. I have been to said situation where I've heard like footsteps coming down my one of my cabins. Well, not my cabins, but my family's cabins. And you will hear them clear because in cabins, like everything's wooden, so you can hear pretty much every step in the building. And you would hear like someone coming down, but when you look, there's nobody there. And it's like one of the most horrifying things because you know that they it's like unmistakable. There's bass to it. There's sounds. There's no way to mistake in a footstep for the cabin settled. There's no way. So I understand where this person is coming from. It's like one of the creepiest thing. And hey, Tiki, glad you made it. And thank you for approving my stream, Beans. But what are your guys' experience with like you know things that you can't understand? I'm gonna take a moment to drink water while we digest this story. Like how do you feel about certain situations that you can't explain where you hear something very clear as possible uh, and, and there's no source of it, there's no source to the sound that you just heard? I would freak out. And sorry about the advertisement that just like flew in there. I know that there's a bit of a delay, so that's why I'm like just there's never anything that I can't understand or explain. I see. Hmm. So this is like more a bit of news to you when it comes to the supernatural. Unless you don't believe in the supernatural, that's completely fine. Again, most of these stories could be fabricated. Some cannot. Some of them are personal experience, but we would never be able to know for sure. I mean, that's why they call it the supernatural. Me being agnostic, I'm very open to the term, especially since I'm majority spiritual. But I also believe in science. But it wouldn't be too far off to believe in something that cannot be explained. I mean, that's pretty much our whole existence here on Earth is learning about the unknown and then trying to find to put a label on it. So I wouldn't believe. I mean, I wouldn't think it's far fetched to know of a different reality than our own, to find something quite mysterious and strange that it's not too far off from said truth of logic. I mean, what is logic to an ever expanding universe? But to each his own, of course. Uh, I guess nobody has anything else to say about this situation, so we'll be moving on to the next topic. I think I've outweighed the the time gap between us. So if there's nothing left to be said, then I guess I'll just move on to the next story. If something does happen, I'll read it out. What's a creepy story? Two strange occurrences could be related. 2 months ago. Oh, this seems like a long story. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I've always imagined that spirits and ghosts have always been somewhat the same. Um, I guess it's to, I guess there probably is based on just titles alone. But to me, ghosts and spirits have always been sort of the same title. But that's obviously to each their own, of course. But yes, let's two strange occurrences could be related. Okay, so let's read into this. So it starts off like this. I'll start. I'll start with the first experience. This instance happened while I was living with my parents in Florida. Hey, this person's from Florida too. Okay, so I was living with my parents in Florida just after high school. Might have even been senior year. That's irrelevant though. It wasn't a great big house and three bedrooms. My parents had one room, and my sister had another, and my two brothers as well. So, going on from there, I shared the other. We had a pretty cool else. Oh, we have another person. Hey, Jada, glad you made it. I almost forgot that that's your. Oh, you're leaving already? You just got here, but all right. Love you, Jada. Glad you can make it. Stay awesome. But yes, back to the story, of course. My parents had one room, my sister had another, and my brothers and I shared another. So we had a pretty cool L-shaped bunk bed with a nook under the under one of the beds where the TV sat. I was on the lower bunk, and every night I would usually fall asleep with the TV on, watching Nick at Night, which is the Cosby Show, Family Matters, and etc. Which I love those two shows. They were my childhood at that point. So, okay, this one night I was up ar- I was up around 2:30 a.m. watching TV and I fallen asleep. I was the only one in the house awake, and I was struggling to keep my eyes open, partly squinting. After a few minutes, I turned the TV off and fell asleep. I immediately drifted off to sleep, and I mean instantly, I woke up because it felt like someone sat down at the edge of my bed, near my shoulders and my ears. The little girl said, "Hey, what are you up to?" I immediately jumped out of my bed and ran and turned the lights on before my blanket. Wait, even. Oh, wait. Sorry. Hold. What's going on? Oh, okay, there you go. Before my blanket even fell back on the bed. I had to piece that together because it's like a bad grammar moment. Neither of my brothers woke up from the noise or the lights. So I woke up my middle brother, and the one closest in age to me, and asked him if he said something. Obviously, he didn't. It was clearly a little girl, excitedly me, asking what I was doing. I felt the mattress dip and crinkle, and my shoulders fell towards the divot in the bed. So I know it was real. The other occurred happened at my grandmother's condo. She lived a she lived in a 55 and up community, not too far away. The community had townhomes, duplexes, and large block style apartments in the shape of an X, built somewhere in the late 50s. She lived in the block apartments on the first floor. Every Friday night, the entire family would sneeze. Oops, that was actually bad on my part. Would squeeze in her tiny one bedroom, one bathroom condo for dinner and the card game gym. I never played cards and either watched TV. Went I just simply went to the community clubhouse and played pool or was on the phone with a girlfriend. This happened during 10th or 11th grade. When you walk in, the small kitchen is on your left and a small hallway to the bathroom to your right. The small dining room and living room were straight ahead in line, all connected. So the bathroom had another door to the left when you walked in. That and which led to her vanity sink on the right, and her closet with no door on the left. Straight ahead was her bedroom, and when you walk through this little hall, you're standing in her room, and the door to walk into the living room slash dining room was to the left. So imagine squeezing, so imagine a square with her closet at the center. I wanted to paint a good visual. So, anyways, this night they were all playing cards at the kitchen table, and my youngest brother, who at the time was 6 or 7, and was running around the big square through the bedroom, the bathroom, the living room, and the small hallway. When you first walk in to the condo, I was chasing him, and after the third or fourth lap around the square, he ran into the closet. I saw his foot and a leg just as he darted in. Playing along, allowing him to think that I didn't see him, I walked into the closet, a small walk in, so you understand, and stared, saying something like, I wonder where he is. I was smacking all of the clothes hanging up and moving boxes to try and find him. At this point, he was not even in there. He was actually on the couch in the living room, sitting down, catching his breath from running around with me. I was not, so what I saw was not even his foot and leg that I saw, but I definitely, without a question, saw something, and happened to be a children within this building. Oh, wait, sorry, I skipped a line. Not that I can recall anything happened with children at this building, but there were several strange incidents with the older tenants. For example, there was this one guy named Jack who was fairly wealthy, but he seemed to suffer from some sort of muscular dystrophy or something. I'm not a doctor, but he seemed like he was always slightly trembling. He was one of the nicest and most polite people. He was a true Kentucky gentleman who owned horses that he raised and bred on his own. He lived there. He lived there part time. Again, a very nice and personable gentleman. One night, the community grass area just outside of the parking spot shot himself in the head. There were no other small incidents that happened inside of my grandmother's unit at Drapes, but there were children, small little footsteps that could be heard throughout the entire building. And I remember seeing that foot. Things could not be explained to me at that time, but I was horrified to know that that wasn't my little brother, but something far worse. I hope to never come across something like that again, but I guess I'll leave an update if anything does come about again. Which cuts off. There was no update. This was just the full story. So I guess he never did see anything again, but it was creepy. Did everybody just like leave? Oh my god. Everybody just left. Did they not want to hear the story? I guess I just like continue reading, obviously for the people who couldn't have catch my stream. But feel free to talk. Just because I'm speaking, that's not going to stop me from reading anything. In fact, I love a community that talks. Yes, no, no. Of course, I meant you, Jado. Obviously, that's who I was talking to. But I don't see anybody else. I think it's just us two. Oh wait, there's 3 people. Where did you go, Sarah? There was beans. There was venti. Unless like my connection is just like really bad right now. But that's fine. It happens. So let's find the next creepy story. But Yeah, so for those of you who actually don't remember, I did say this I think on the last stream. And it was horrifying because I do remember like seeing like little feet like in the darkness of my guest bedrooms when I used to live with my parents. And it was like the most horrifying thing because like from my experience, and it's like one of the creepiest things to ever. It's just like you could be walking in and you find like some sort of shadow, and you think you know what it is, and you can tell that there is a person standing there in the darkness. You can hear just a faint. It's like you can tell when someone's there. Sometimes, like those moments, you shine a light and you see something quite more horrifying than you can ever imagine. It's it dawns on you as to like how creepy the situation that you're in actually is. You never hope to ever experience that, but it happens. I don't know whether sometimes there can be hallucinations, but I wouldn't understand why you would hallucinate something that you're not capable, you're not sort of familiar with the situation. I do understand that the darkness tends to play tricks on you, but when you can see something as clear as day, I call bullshit. I think there is such thing as the supernatural out there because some things just cannot be explained. So, yes. Am I coming in clear, by the way, guys? I hope that I'm not losing people because I'm quiet. It could just be people don't really like the stories I'm telling, which is fine. But I just want to make sure that I'm coming in clear. Let me hear myself for a second. There's like oh, okay, yeah. So I am coming in clear. I just want to make sure because I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Wait, let me put up the music louder. All right. So let's move on to the. I guess I don't know. I don't know if we should keep this story going because I don't see a lot of people here, but that's okay. Oh, another advertisement. I was actually gonna find the story. Oh, let me put this away. People usually come by the second hour, anyways. Oh, okay. Post Ouija board experience. Let's try that one. Sorry, I was also letting my Discord know just in case because I noticed that there were people chatting, so I just wanted to make sure. All right, I could still drive from memory. Oh wait, hold on. Is this the story? Okay, there you go. So post Ouija board experience. So when I was around 9 or 10, my older sister asked me. Okay, so when I was 9 or 10, my older sister asked me to play Ouija board. The whole thing was ridiculous, which even I knew at that age. We called upon an older lady who claimed to have been TP'd to death, much to my sister's delight. The whole thing was silly, and I went to bed in my room after. Lying in my bed, I started to think genuinely. about the afterlife. My small room felt different somehow. There was an uneasiness in the air. For 5 or 10 minutes, I focused with all of my will and called out to whatever was there to make itself known, to give me a sign. Suddenly, at the other side of the room, my old remoteless RCA receiver turned on, switched tuner and switched to a specific radio station. The volume lazily turned up just to a quiet volume. Classical music. I got out of I got out of my small room fast. I had actually seen the buttons, the wheels moving around the receiver. This is one of the specific old styles where you can actually push the power button and it stayed in, etc. When I came back in my room, it was turned off, like it never happened, or only happened in my mind. This is my only experience of post Luigi trauma. I haven't called out to any entities since. Wow. I wouldn't fuck with the Ouija boards. Like I don't care like how if it's made by Monopoly. I do not mess with the unknown. I would understand that the unknown exists. I would understand that the supernatural is possible, that there's maybe spirits or ghosts, but regardless of how silly Monopoly is, like a Monopoly sort of made Ouija board is, you don't mess with spirits. I'm not gonna ask a spirit a question. I'm not gonna mess with a spirit. You know, as long as they stay at their end and I stay in mine, I am not fucking with anything outside my realm. It's kind of like my fear of oceans. I am a land creature, so I stay on the land. I am not messing with anything outside of my sort of habitat. You know, people want to know these things about spirits. I'm not gonna mess with them. Okay, that's okay, Sarah. I'm glad you made it though. Hey, tomato. I haven't seen. Wait, tomato. Hold on. Did you have a different name before, or was that your actual name? Like, when was it that you were actually part of it? By the way, everybody avoid Voy FYI. I don't know if he submitted a link, but that's a spam. That's not an actual person. That's just them trying to. Oh my god, pro gamers! Oh my god, I actually remember that. How are you? How's it been? I honestly missed you. We're honestly so close to 3,000. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we got it on this stream. But then again, that's probably a stretch. I don't think I can make 20 subs in like just 1 hour. I get it in maybe 1 or 2 days at max, but or three, but that's like impossible. I was thinking about doing a stream just based on waiting, but that wouldn't do it justice. I don't even think I can do that. I'm not that popular yet. But so here's another story. Uh, just actually under the the story, so it's like a response. I'm doing great actually. I'm just like super stoked for the upcoming 3,000. I'm gonna open up a PO box because I did submit a poll and majority of people wanted to be able to send something, and it's also based on like a personal friend that wants me to open up a PO box. So I thought, what better opportunity than to let everybody know and get everybody in on the experiment. I would like to make a, but yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but I let's get back to the storytelling. So there's this next story that's literally under the one as a reply. In fact, I got a couple. So the next one is, and remember, this is under the title of Post Luigi Board Experience. When I was a teen, I lived with my brother in a big city. had recently moved away from everyone, new and made my own Ouija board from a pizza box out of boredom. I used it 3 times, my first event being uneventful and boring. Second time, I got some form of reaction, but woke up the next day to a glowing symbol to my pillow. I used to write it. I used to write it out, and still remember it today. The third one, the third time, it was guiding me in a general direction, away from my house. No words or yes or no, just a constant tugging off the board and continuing to the streets towards I don't know. I've never found the symbol anywhere and haven't used it since. Like, so that's creepy as hell. Like, first things first, I would never leave the board. If I ever do, I will not let the spirits take me anywhere where it wants to go. Second thing is, I would never even consider like I never consider uh you know continuing or writing out the symbol or even trying to look for the symbol. That symbol, whatever that symbol that kid got, I'm not gonna focus. I'm not gonna try to look for it. If that's the symbol of type of summoning, I'm that is not a place for me. Again, I don't mess with spirits, and I think that it's very foolish to do something like this. Obviously, people have their own thoughts and spirits, but I think it's just crazy to find yourself in a situation where you want to find what the spirit wants to tell you. Like, not all spirits out there are good. I think one can be like, exactly. That's how I feel, pro gamer. I I think it's like I ain't fucking with that. I ain't fucking with that at all. I think it's a scary place to like you know really just steer clear from. Sometimes I feel kind of dirty even talking about Ouija because it's like I don't know. It creeps me the hell out. I just wouldn't. Okay, so let's see. Let's find a good one. I wish I can sort by like how many likes a story got, so that I can just go by the. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait. So I can't go. I can't search by most likes. Oh, this is an interesting story. My mom worked in an ICU. Sorry, I'm getting. Let's see. Okay, I found a good one. So yeah, my mom worked in an ICU, and this was her story. My mom has been a nurse for nearly 45 years. She got me my first job in the hospital. She spent most of her time and most of her career at the old Mishawaka. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Mishawaka Community, which was a hospital that has been closed down for about 15 years now. But everyone has their stories. The hospital itself was originally founded by the poor handmaidens of Christ. In the early part of the 20th century, while no part of the original building remains, there are still very old and creepy hallways in the bowels of the building. This event occurred in the late 70s when my mom was young. Oh, okay, I think that means right now, young right now. Having just moved here from New York after she married my dad, she had a patient one night that insisted that she be cleaned up, dressed, and all of her belongings packed up because she was leaving in the morning. My mom complied, knowing full well that this woman wasn't going to be discharged. She was way too sick. While my mom was bathing her and getting her dressed, she thanked my mom for all of the care and stated that she would not be there when my mom returned. The following evening, because of her husband was coming to take her back home, my mom simply smiled and packed her things to get ready to go. The next evening, when mom returned to work, she learned two things. The woman had passed away shortly after her shift ended, and that the woman's husband had passed away years ago. I had some of the creepiest experience in my life, and that hospital in the early 2000s was one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. So the husband that had came was already dead years ago, like from that point in the story. So they were, and the fact that she knew that she was going to die. Now to be able to be speak to to be able to speak to a ghost, like if it was a person, and you wouldn't even know that that person's dead, is one of the most creepiest things that I ever imagined. And to I hope that I never experienced that. So I'll read that part again because like returned. Oh my god. So yeah, the husband came to pick her up, and nobody understood what was going on, and she died and he died. But he was already dead way long before. That's so creepy. I, I wouldn't fuck with that. Oh, so we found a face in the hallway. Now that's gonna be. My wife and I used. Actually, hold on. Let me read everybody for just 1 second. I mean, at least he came back for, I guess, true love. I don't know. I think I think if you're dead, I think that's like that you. I don't know. I feel like whatever spirit is out there coming for you, like that's coming for you at the time of your death. I don't know if ghosts know when they're about to die. That's like so creepy. I don't know. I wouldn't trust anything. Hey Grace, glad you made it. It's been a while actually. Hope everything is all right, Grace, and hope you're doing well. Let me see. But yeah, let's read this next one. And this one sounds creepy as hell. A face in the hallway. Nothing ever good comes from a story like this. My wife and I used to live in a small apartment on the shadier side of the complex. There was a large picture window in the living room, a glass slider in the bedroom, and a small window above the shower. The apartment was fairly dark with so few windows. At night, the security lights from the nearby grocery store would shine through the back slider, but the bright yet thin light only made for a creepy atmosphere. For me, creepy atmosphere usually comes from fluorescent lights. So yeah, that's for me. But back to the story. My wife's my wife swore the place was haunted, but I never got any weird feelings, and always said it couldn't be. I had worked at a concert venue that was most definitely haunted, and I didn't get any weird feelings there. So I dismissed the statement, but I was wrong. My wife had a habit of getting up to pee in the night, but she started running back to the bed. When I finally asked her why, she said she could see a face looking at her at the end of the hallway. She had to run back to the bed because it scared the living shit out of her, that she might have walked through it. I again dismissed, saying it was a trick of the grocery store lights. She was a vehement, but we didn't. Sorry, I don't know what that word means, vehemence, but we didn't argue too much about it. A few weeks later, we were talking about it. I was sitting in the office and an open area to the kitchen where I had stuffed a desk, and she was at the sink washing dishes. I was a little more open minded during the daylight hours and was willing to see her side and go with her story. But I was still a little skeptical as she washed the dishes. I looked up from my work to say something and saw something that completely changed my mind about the face she saw in the hallway. The belt loop on her jeans opened up as if a invisible finger had hooked it. I actually let out a scream at the same time she screamed, and I watched her jeans pull away from her back. She was violently yanked backwards from the sink. We both looked at each other as tears welled up
Audiences
in
give
her
Sing
eyes.
2
Oh my
97%
fucking
on Rotten
god.
Tomatoes. Sing 2.
I I just got scared by an ad about Sync 2. Do I feel stupid or what? Okay, back to the story. We both looked at each other as tears welled up in our eyes. Not knowing what to do or say, I believed her after that. We had the apartment cleansed and shortly thereafter, but it never felt the same as we ended up moving in a few months. Bro, I would freak out. A face at the end of the hallway and yanking. Bro, I would move out immediately. I mean, I know money's an issue sometimes, but as soon as possible. Like, that is the first thing that comes up in my mind. Or making sure that the house is like thoroughly cleaned. Like, I don't mean just like one visit, but I mean like multiple visits and trying to make sure it's clean. I'll do everything known to every different religions to clean up a house, whether spirituality, holy water, saging up the place, uh, something like I would do all the works, make sure that there is nothing. Nope, to the streets it is. There's exactly, exactly. That's actually how I feel about certain things. I can literally mess with anything, but I do not mess with ghosts, spirits, or whatever the proper terminology for what this thing is. I God, yeah, no, I would. I'll be shitting bricks. Oof. Oh wait, let me reopen up my chat. Anybody got like personal stories? Like what is the worst case scenario that has happened to you? Hold on, I'm just fixing some things. Okay, there. Sorry about that. Oh, we start to install. No, pick a better time. We start to not. There you go. Okay, I think I found a good one. Will you play with me? Okay, so this one sounds like a creepy esque sort of theme. I'm gonna stop a little. Oh, okay, let me see. Well, as kids, my brother and I were sleeping in our room. Oh, I mean, see, that's creepy. Sometimes I creep myself out by watching those like security camera footage type of things. Jeez. But you ever like question as to why possibly a spirit would want to hunt someone? I mean, I get it. People get haunted because spirits want you to pay attention to them. But like if you think of it like logistically, let's say you become a spirit tomorrow. Like, wouldn't you remember that people are scared of ghosts and that the last thing anybody would want to do is pay attention to something that is creepy? If I was a spirit, I would, I don't know, find a way to make them feel comfortable and sort of bring sort of richness in their life or some sort of good luck, so that in hopes they will find, I don't know, maybe purpose to look for me, because maybe if I help them, they help me. I mean, if that's the goal, then yeah, go for it. That's the purpose. But if a spirit is meant to like try to get your attention by simply just, I don't know, creeping you out, I don't know. I would just ignore the person, or I'll try to like. I mean, my usual reaction is to ignore the spirit, or make sure that it's known that I do not care for its goals. Just gonna try to my best to make sure it realizes that it doesn't exist in my life. But yeah. Okay, we'll do one last story. I'm gonna choose a big one too. Oh, this one is big. Yes. Okay, so this one, it also looks very creepy. This is a long story but good, and as true as 33 years of time faded memory can allow. I like to think, I like to remember it vividly. Background first. When I was in second grade, my parents got divorced, and my mother moved my two brothers, including with my sister and I. I am the youngest and into a rental house. Looking back on it now that I'm 41, it was a terrible place. The floors were uneven, the house was sided and roofing shingles. The stairs shook as you walked up, and the stove required an external propane tank. There was also a dirt floor cellar with an awesome little hiding place under the stairs. Definitely a hell house, the stereotypical house for haunting. It is true though. Oh my god, you're so right, Pro Gamer. Ghost trying to drag you out of bed. Oh, that's right, I didn't even notice. If it were me and I got dragged out of bed, it's like, oh, thank you. Now you have my attention. I'll apparently listen to everything you have to say. I was like, oh, it was the wind. The typical paranormal activity line. Bro, it's the wind. It's like, there's no ghost. It's just a wind that launched a human and yeeted him across the room. But no, bro, it's the wind. Okay, so back to the story, because this is actually that was just background that I was reading, so you didn't miss anything about the ghost. So the story actually begins like this: for 7 through 8 year old me, it was awesome. It was also my first house that didn't have wheels. My new single mom would go on dates every weekend and would leave me with my 15-year-old sister to a babysitter. As soon as my mom would leave, though, my sister would bolt to a party or a boyfriend's house. My oldest brother was 20 and would only come home when the mood suited. and my other brother would always go to a friend's house a few blocks away. I was 8 years old alone, and what I now know was a crappy house. Another important point to note is that there was the master bedroom, the bathroom, dining room, and kitchen on the ground floor. Upstairs there was three rooms. My sister's room, my room that I shared with the middle brother, and the other room with a padlocked door. Okay, so I already see red flags in this story. A padlocked room that apparently nobody used. So that's already creepy as it is. Now it's time. It's story. Okay, so now it's story time. I had always heard funny noises in the house, but my mom always told me it was just an old house, and my siblings never really paid it any attention. But one of those wonderful Fridays and Saturday nights, I was alone in the house and watching TV. I heard footsteps coming down the stairs, and a child's giggle could be heard. I looked over at the stairs. There was nothing there. I hear more footsteps, but nothing to be seen. It's just an old house. More footsteps coming from the kitchen and down the stairs into the cellar. The noise stopped for a while and I settled down and watched TV. About 15 minutes later, I hear someone ran up to the stairs, to the doorway leading into the living room. They just stop. 8-year-old me freaking out, so is 41-year-old me remembering it now. But that was it. Fast forward a few weeks of horrified and ignored me spending my Friday nights sitting by myself while no one in the family could possibly be bothered to stay at home with me. Something always happened, and I was always told it was just the house settling, or I was just imagining things. And then my imagination spoke to me. Hi, do you want to come play with me? I'm bored. I didn't see anyone there and just thought my sister left her radio or something. It spoke. Let's play. I looked back towards the dining room and there's a little girl, about 7 or 8 herself, standing there. She looked vaguely like one of those kids that lived behind us, but before I could even ask, she was in my house and she giggled and ran off, went straight up the stairs. I ran after her and bolted up the stairs, and she saw her at the top landing, and she ran off again, past my sister's door, past my door. Around the top left, she would enter through the third room. It was a padlocked shut. Oh, sorry. So I guess there's a bit of issue with the spelling, but yeah, it was the third room that she went into. She darted into the third padlocked room, which was apparently shut. I ran downstairs and didn't stop to put on shoes. Out the front door and around the back house came detached garage, hidden there until someone came home. I guess the mood suited him because my oldest brother came home. At first he was pissed at my mom and sister for leaving me home by myself. But finally he asked me what happened. He didn't believe my story at first, but who would? Until he looked up at the window of the third room. The light was on. We stayed in the garage for a while until I was okay going back inside. During which the time my sister got home and she got one hell of an ass chewing. The three of us go inside and they leave me to sit in the living room while they go investigate my story. I heard them messing with the padlock and then a loud clash, some stuff moving around and holy shit. Click, a light switch slamming the door and running footsteps down the stairs. Then I see my brother and sister sprinting towards me. As they pick me up, we all load up in my brother's car and drove to my grandparents because 2 towns away. Okay, so I guess they saw the ghost because they were immediately freaked out the moment they went up there. We told them the story, and then I heard what they found in the room. There's a lot of furniture and stuff, but my brother said he found a picture of what looked like a little girl. I told them about what I saw, and my sister found a rug that was stained with either red wine or blood. She didn't wait around to find out, they just grabbed me and booked it. Never stopped, I never had stepped foot in that house again. Fast forward a couple of years later, about 20 years, I was working as a correction officer in my home state and was helping, oh, sorry, and helping inmates. Sorry, this person didn't really spell it out properly. Flies. I thought he put flies, and I was like, what? No, flies. I noticed a familiar address after we moved out. Apparently, there was a police investigation. It was found that the family that owned the house suddenly just left for Arizona and rented out the house to subsidize income. The parents were arrested, and when the house was condemned, they had to get their stuff out. They never did find the little girl until, in preparation for a demo, we were digging in the cellar and in my little hiding spot under the stairs. Oh wow! So in the hiding spot under the stairs was the girl's body. Holy fuck! God, that was so scary. I w- that is horrible. Jesus Christ. So in the padlock room was assumed that she died. God. Yeah, like the padlock room was where she died, and in the hiding spot that the kid was her body. Hey, eh? I didn't know you were here, but guys, guys, you're here listening to the story. We're gonna take a break since it's been an absolute hour, and I think I've said enough stories, and I'm kind of creeping myself out. Oh my god, but that was so like creepy. Let me put on some like nice music, cause I keep turning around to see like something in my room, and I'm just freaking myself out. So I'm just gonna put some chill music. Forget the possible ad that might come. Sorry. Yep, I figured it was an ad, but thankfully it's no words. There you go. Oof. That was honestly an intense read. I got freaked out. So the jeez, I'm sorry, I'm just like still freaked out. I'm like looking around my room. Oh my god, especially since this is a new apartment and I'm living in the new space. God, but yeah, no, it's really. Don't worry, comment. If anything happens to you, it's just the wind. Yeah, I'm gonna get like yeeted. Rest of I'm gonna get up just fine. Yes, just but yeah, no, like I've been in those like types of situations where you see things just cannot be explained. If you've watched the first creepy story time read, you would know like all the stories that I've been through, like growing up. I've always had a ghost story the day before Thanksgiving. Sorry, I think my headset's acting. But yeah, no, I've experienced a lot of things like And there's always a day for Thanksgiving that I saw something very. But what were your experiences like growing up? Like, was there ever like a resolution that you found out as to what may have happened? Don't pay attention to those comments that you see. Those are just links, but they don't realize that you can't really send links through chats. The Vasif Tech type of reply, it's just a spam. Don't worry about that, and don't try to look into that. That's just something really stupid. In fact, let me see if I can sort of ban these profiles. But yeah, let's take a moment to like just chill. I honestly love doing these things. They're like moments where I don't know I don't know. I like to creep myself out. It's the weirdest thing. So many of you will know that I have a nephew, and I might be working with him soon enough. Oh, so wait, we got one person left. All right. Well, honestly, if there's any questions that you guys would like to ask, feel free to jump in and ask me anything. I'm always happy to just like supply any information that is required. Sorry about the lateness of this video for today. I know that there was like a weird technical issue to start with. Normally I start the streams now at 6:30, but you know, stuff happens. Oh, we got when my uncle passed away and I went over to his house to visit his wife, fire alarm kept going off, but would immediately stop when you said to stop. Oh, oh, that's creepy. See, that's things that you just never want to mess with. But yeah, let's take a moment. How is everybody? And if you since we're at the last part of our stream, feel free to ask me anything. I would love to communicate with you guys and let how things are going in my life or just anything. You know. But yeah, I always love doing these streams, and I know that I don't really have a lot of time to go with these things. If you see me like wobble my head, I'm doing good. I'm creeped out now because like I'm. If you see me wobble my head, it's because I'm looking around my room and I'm like freaking myself out now. That's why like I put on this like chill music so I don't like creep myself out any further. But yeah, I next game next Sunday I'll probably play Fall Guys. I haven't played Fall Guys in a while. What's your favorite flower? Honestly, orchids, like the very violet ones. I like colors that aren't typical norm, like with flowers like red or or like I don't know. I love colors that are unique to like nature. So I go for violet or bluish type of flowers. But yeah. Oh wait, I haven't done this in a while. We give you guys the old combine wink. Ah, ah. Oh my god. Oh, we got people coming back in. So you guys, for those of you who are just tuning in, just to let you know, we're just at the hanging out phase. I already said the story, so if you just want to chill and ask some questions, feel free. Uh, I, as of right now, I'm currently finished with asking, like telling stories. But if you want, you can review the video later once it's just a regular video. And hey, Bunny, glad you made it. Feel free to ask me any question while also just chilling with us. We're just hanging out. So I'm just gonna continue this stream for 15 minutes, and then I'll just put a hold on that, and we'll just pick up next time. But I need to find the game that will. I don't know how to say this. Let me turn down the volume. Oh yeah, no, the one about the hospital that scared the living shit out of me. The one about the face at the end of the hallway also creeped me out. Hey, Bunny. You can't. It's fine. There's always a next week. There's no obligation to be here. I'm just glad people can make it. And guys, since I see that you're an ASM artist, please support Bunny. I don't. Hold on. Let me turn down the music in my headset because it's like interfering with my head. I see that we have an ASM artist, Bunny. Please go support him or slash her, and you know, give her all the love and the attention. As I imagine, I would love equal opportunities. So please, and thank you, Bunny, for showing up. It honestly does mean a lot to me. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're just about to end the stream in about 15 minutes, and we'll continue on next week. Okay. Oh, she they? Okay. Thank you. Actually, let me see your channel. I'm just gonna like go there just to subscribe and check it out. I, I think I'm probably already subscribed to your channel. I try to promote on my. Hey Amber, we're the creepy stories are over, so we're just hanging out. Feel free to ask any questions, and don't worry. I know that you were afraid of like being part of the creepy story time read. So just to let you know, we're just hanging out now. You don't have to worry about like any scary stories. We're all just here to hang out. If that you know is more of your forte. Of course, Bunny. I love to support all my family members here at the Shadow Combine community, and it honestly means so much to have you here. I'm actually gonna give everybody here a Shadow Combine wink. Ah, ah, we call this the pickle wink. Why does the music remind me of the Wii music that comes on? Oh yeah, it's so funny. Like people come in a little bit. I think there's like an hour mark. I don't know if people probably get the wrong impression on Eastern Standard Time. Just to let you know, for me it's 5:20. No, not 5:29. So I was reading my computer by accident, like an idiot. When it's like late at night, it's 8:30 p.m. for me right now. So if you think that the stream starts later, it's usually because maybe it's because of daylight savings. I know daylight savings can be a bit tricky. So yeah, daylight savings just pushed an hour. I think an hour forward, which is why I had to go with 6:30 instead of 7:30, which is the usual for summertime. Oh, okay, that's good, Amber. I'm glad you're home safe. Wait, Combine, didn't you stream used to be on Saturdays? I'm not sure since I haven't been here in a while. No, no, no. You are absolutely correct. I do stream on Saturdays, but remember, so Saturdays I stream specific horror games. This is the one time where I'm not doing horror games, only because we were playing Doom 3 and we wanted revenge. So we're playing Doom Eternal, but we're about to finish that I think next week. And once that game is over, we're going to be playing Resident Evil 2 remake. So going back to horror games. So I do streams Saturday and Sundays. Sundays is like a chill stream for all of us, where I'm doing games where it's just to, get you a part of what's going on in the program, rather than just, doing something that's just me. So sometimes I'll do Among Us. Sometimes I'll just play Fall Guys. Sometimes I'll do things like this where I do creepy story reads. But yeah, Sundays is the chill stream days, and Saturdays is the horror stream days. It's all right. I'm just glad to have you here, and glad to have you back. Come on, I have a video suggestion. Go for it. What would you like me to do? I'll if it's humanly possible, I'll do it. I love doing suggestions. Technically, you guys are my manager, since I take suggestions. You guys are like the reason why I do videos. I love doing videos, but you guys are primarily the reasons. The fact that I have a family with you guys is so important to me. So I'm happy to have, I don't know, some sort of connection with you guys. So recently, while you type that out, I'm just gonna sort of fill the silence. But yeah, you know, I don't think I don't think I can ever stress enough how important a YouTuber should have like a connection with their audience. Because it's like, I don't know, the last thing I ever want to do is make you guys feel like you're just here to line up my pockets. I mean, I don't make money at all from this. I mean, I do, but not as much as one would think. I just like doing this because it's like, I don't know, it opened up a door to sort of handle my social anxiety. And then I realized I have something so special where I can find myself, having some form of family or friend sort of connection. I can't imagine not doing this, you know? And I feel like I finally found a place where I can call home. So I'm honestly honored to have such a wonderful community. Let me see. I had trouble sleeping, so I was asking you to do breathing sounds because it calms me down. Oh, like uh, when you say breathing sounds, like you want me to also pretend to be sleeping with the viewer, like sort of like a boyfriend sleeping ASMR, or do you just because I'm not familiar with the that aspect. Normally I imagine people want to hear my voice instead of just me breathing. But then again, I'm always open to anything. Don't get me wrong. But I just want to make sure that I'm getting you correctly. That you just want me to do an ASMR boyfriend sleeping. Like I'll give it a shot. I'll need to make time for it, especially since I'm gonna start my new job soon. But I'll need to make a video where it's just me, because like it is sometimes hard to make long videos. But if all I really need to do is breathe, I think that should be easy. It's just getting things quiet for that long. I'll probably do a 30-minute video if I can manage, because I do have a brother as a roommate, and I can't force him to be quiet for too long, type of thing. But I do try my best. But yes, I've been thinking about doing that one for a while. Surprisingly enough, I have been thinking about doing that one for a while, but I haven't had the time to do that one. But I'll definitely do that one. I could just imagine Combine actually falling asleep and we randomly start hearing snoring. I People say I don't sneeze. I mean, sneeze. people say I don't snore, but I do breathe heavily. Like and I feel it too. I think I suffer from silent version of gastrointestinal reflux. Like if you ever hear my real voice, it's you would imagine that it's a lot on the lower side. It's kind of like what corpse goes through, except I don't feel the pain from it. You get me? I only feel the silent version. So like I'll wake up and it'll be like my throat is kind of like on fire when I wake up. But I don't go through it actively. I don't go through like when I'm awake. So I guess that's why like I get really sleepy after food, and then like my throat just like hurts. Not that it hurts, but it feels like it's just like starting up again, and it feels like it's burning. It happens a lot. So I'll try not to eat pizza or anything like heavy because I do go through a lot of I do go through a lot of like moments like that, and I hope that I don't make like any weird sounds when I'm going through that. People say I sleep very normal, but when I was a kid, I used to kick a lot. But I don't think I kick in it anymore. I used to end up on the opposite side of the bed back when I was a kid. Like I'll fall asleep normal, and then I'll end up like on the foot end of my bed, and I don't even know how the hell I did that. I mean, I used to be like pretty fucking weird growing up, but I think I'm very normal now. Like as a kid, I was very weird, and then growing up, I just become more and more normal. Oh, I love this song. I How's everyone's doing? Being a couple people, like someone called me. See, this is what I like. Today I woke up and ended up on the end of the bed. It is the weirdest thing, and you you ever wonder how you ended up there? Like I always wanted to see a video of myself ending up on the wrong side of the bed. Just slowly becoming upside down. People used to say I caused fights in my sleep. No, there there was one time where I slept over at my friend's house, and I guess you're both kickers or something. But I woke up like with my face aching, and I guess like we were fighting and punching each other in our sleep. No, bro, you were hitting me first. Like, it's like, bro, I woke up with like literal face ache, like you punched me or something. He's like, well, man, we must have had a heck of a fight. But yeah, no, I used to sleep over my brother's house like that, and we just like fought. I say brother, but he's just like a friend that I grew up with since I was a kid. Oh god, I want to be a kid so bad. Like I want to be a teen. People think that teenagers are not kids, but bro, teenagers are kids. You don't really know how young you are until like you're out of those days, and then you like look back and you're like, I had that much time to do stupid things and I didn't. Oh yeah, no, the craziest thing about those. I know I have night terrors. Sometimes I do have night terrors, and it's like the weirdest thing because like I guess due to stress, I would like imagine that I'm seeing something in my sleep. It's kind of almost like sleep paralysis delusions, but I can move, and it won't go away until like I rush towards the light or I'm fighting it off, and then I become fully awake. But yeah, I've had like moments where my dreams sort of mix in with my reality, and I get into this night terror sort of state where I'm like fighting to turn something on. But yeah, no, I kind of freak myself out a lot. Oh, I mean, it doesn't happen. It happens once in a blue moon, but when it does, it's horrifying. You don't really know how terrifying I mean, how stressed out and scared out you are until like you're doing things like that, and I don't know, when you're told that those things are normal, you kind of feel okay. But like sometimes I can feel like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm not okay. But I cried last night because yeah, I have like night terrors a lot. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call these night terrors. I just call them night. This one's just a nightmare, but I have a lot of nightmares of me falling. And strangely enough, the type of dreams that you have, I mean, nightmares that you have, sort of says something about your subconscious thoughts. My nightmares usually consist of me falling, and I fall all the time. Like I fall to my death, where I wake up the moment on impact, and it's all for that type of nightmare. It's about me feeling like I'm losing control of the world around me. Like I don't have much of a choice in where I go through, but I feel like, but I mean that's just how my subconscious mind is. Obviously, we all have a choice in what we go through, but I feel like that's me. Oh, don't worry, we're all alone. Actually, I don't know. I think I'm too careful. I think it sometimes pays to be clumsy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a little bit, you know. It's okay, Amber. Just take a deep breath, okay? Have like a moment where you can drink water. If it helps to be in the stream, please do that. If this stream is not helping you, please take a moment to yourself and sort of focus on things that are small or obvious, but like answer simple questions like, well, if this room is red or this room is white. Answer very simple things like what color is the TV, what you're watching. Answer very simple things until like things start to slow down. Because you just want to take a moment to slow things down. Have you ever guys fallen out of bed so badly you got into it? I never been to, but then again, I never fallen out of my bed. Despite how a lot of the times where I feel like I'm gonna fall, and I don't fall. And mind you, I used to sleep a lot on bunk beds. Back when I was a kid, I shared a room with my brother where I was a top bunk, and I was always so horrified. Aw, thank you, Amber. You are absolutely adorable. But yeah, just focus on little things. That's what I usually do to settle down my anxiety. Just take a moment to look at things, take a deep breath, sort of make sense and logic of the small things. What I do, you guys are gonna laugh at how I handle my anxiety, but I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown into my world. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I probably wouldn't suggest this to anybody. But what I do is I think about how like complicated things work, like in my world. Like I like to sort of try to answer philosophical questions or sort of make the world feel small. And I do that, and I realize why I'm doing that. Like I'll start to answer how gravity works, how things are, why we exist. Big picture stuff of universal or anything. And I do that because it sort of helps shrink the world that I'm in. And I realize I'm doing that because like I feel like sometimes my problems feel too huge, and what I really want is just to sort of shrink it down. Because if I realize that my world is not as big as it seems, and just like shrinking it down, the world ceased to be scary. There, there's nothing scary about what we're going through. It's scary because we make it scary, but it's not scary as to what we are, as we are making it. I mean, we are a tiny, tiny, minuscule um, size thing to the entire universe. We're like a germ to the Earth, and probably even smaller. And you start to realize that what we are going through has no place in the universe. It just happens. See, we're allowing it to consume us, but what we are going through is as important as we allow it to be. And I think that's so beautiful too. I think that what we're going through is amazing. That we can make the world's insignificant issue turn into the biggest deal. And that's when I start to appreciate what I'm doing. So it's not that I'm trying to shrink my problems, it's that I'm trying to appreciate what I have. Because it can all be gone in a second. We can be killed tomorrow by a fucking asteroid. Or worse or better, whatever it is. But we can die tomorrow. But what's so amazing of what we're going through is that we're alive. We are alive, guys. We take the stuff that we have, all the past trauma, as a means of slowing us down. But in reality, we're alive and we have so much to be thankful for, and we take that for granted. I wasted so many years of my life being so angry at the past that I forgot what it is to be a kid. And I'm telling you guys this now because I'm 25. And I lost 20, I would say 20 years of my life just trying to do what is right to a person that did not even love me. For my father, and you guys know the story. But here's the question: is that how long are you going to let that consume you? Whatever problem you're going through is all just part of the past. If it's not hurting you now, and it's only hurting you because it was a part of your life at one point, use that to be an inspiration of living. You've lived through the worst, but you're alive today. And you guys, you're alive. Don't let the past slow you down. Let it be the reason why you will try harder tomorrow. And I promise all of you, you will get better. We will all get better one day. But do not let it hurt you. It's okay, Amber. There's no reason to be sorry. And I've said this to everybody at least one point in my life, and that is, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to cry. But as long as you're doing it so that you can continue on for tomorrow. Guys, I cry all the fucking time. I'm on the verge of sometimes even tears when I'm talking to you. But, there's nothing wrong or shame to feel like you are human, because you are. You're alive. And I think it's amazing what we all get to go through. But yeah. I just want a moment where I can sort of go back in time and say, calm down. Don't let your anger take control. Don't let your fears change the world that you have. Be happy with what you have now. Because you never know when it's all going to be gone. And if I would have known that, sure, I may not even be here, but I'd be happy. Happier than I am now. But now that I know this truth, I have the chance to be happy again. So yeah, I'm free. No, you're not stupid, Amber. There's nothing wrong with how you feel. You are alive. You're free. It's if you think that there's something wrong with you for feeling the way that you do, then I guess we're all crazy, right? Then continue. Fight for tomorrow. Forget about me. Be happy. Not for me, but for you. Because you deserve to be happy. Everybody here deserves to be happy. I see all of you and I envy you. I know most of you are younger than me. And when I look at all of these replies, I'm like, these people have so much, and they're using that special time to just hear me ramble. I may not be old because I'm only just 25, but I don't know. I sometimes feel it. I feel like I'm not a kid anymore, and I'm using all of this time to be 20 years old, 25 years old, to be a kid again, to have the childhood I couldn't have before. It's okay. I'm glad you can make it to tomato. Thank you for coming over. If I die from some crazy ghost, I'll just say it's the end. And God's angel or the door greeter is gonna tell me, it's like, buddy, no, it's a ghost. It's like, nope, it was the wind. It was the wind. It was the wind. But yeah, take care, tomato. In fact, it's been more than 15 minutes. And no, to Amber, it's you're just going through a hard time, and there's nothing wrong with feeling sad. But please stop beating yourself up. You're just going through a hard moment, but go easy on yourself. You're only human. All right, guys. It's been obviously past 15 minutes, but I felt like I needed to like let you all know. Thank you for coming, A. Thank you for coming, Amber. To the possible person that's in here that hasn't spoken, thank you for being here as well. And hope you all feel better, Amber. And stay beautiful, stay perfect. And above all else, stay awesome. Ah, he's awake.